Olaniyi game ceiling block, 16 points in a return to action for the first time since November 22nd.
This goddamn.
Oh, you're good.
Just wondering what it's like to get back out there after such a long leeway.
It's cool, to be honest. I didn't have that much, like, I didn't really have jitters. I was just excited to play, but it was sort of like just a relief to finally get to play basketball again.
And how was your feeling while you were out there?
I felt great. Yeah, like as far as like the injury itself and like game shape is always something different that you can't get from practice. So getting used to that. But as far as like overall, I feel good.
Obviously, you were really eager to come back here this year and show what you could do. You said you had some unfinished business. It must have been kind of despairing to have to sit out for so long. What were those weeks like for you when you were just watching the game?
I know I got physically hurt, but it was more mental than anything. Just really humbling. Nothing goes according to plan. You can't control everything. So just controlling my controllables and doing what I have to do. Attacking rehab hard. Coming in every day and doing what I have to do. And not going with the flow, but like I said, controlling your controllables.
Yeah. And there are so many moving parts with this team. You guys had a lot of transfers. What was it like to go out there and kind of actually play with this group that's now a little bit more cohesive than maybe it was when you last played with them?
So I've been able like to practice the last couple weeks. So like as far as the game, like, and because I did play a couple games like early, it wasn't like new to me. Like I had some familiarity with some of the players. But finally like being able to play like especially a conference game, the first conference game, it was just like what's the word I'm looking for? Reassuring because like we did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys scored double figures, and we all like there's a couple of us that feel like we didn't play well, and we didn't guard how we wanted to, but I feel like we showed glimpses of what we can be and what we can do going on in the season, especially now that we're back at full strength.
You're kicking it out to me now? All right. So, Elijah, a lot of us in the media were a little surprised to see you back today, just because there haven't been any whispers of a return or anything like that.
Yeah.
I thought I was seeing a ghost. So, but you looked like you didn't miss a beat. What did you do during your rehab process, those couple weeks off you took, to keep yourself in such good playing shape?
There's this machine.
Want to elaborate?
No, it's called a BFR, and it sucks. Oh my god! But it's really like I responded well to that. It cuts off basically the blood flow from your leg. So as soon as I was able to start walking again and stuff like that, I was actually doing like workouts with that. So I was like working out like leg workouts and stuff with 20% of my blood flow to my leg, and I feel like that really helped just keeping me in shape.
Okay, that's good to hear. All right. So, now, there was some, at times in this game, there was some chippiness between the two sides. Obviously, I'm sure the Omar play and the Anthony play had something to do with that. Was this chippiness because of those injury plays, or was that just typical, basketball between the lines stuff?
A little bit of both. We definitely feel like because of our personnel and stuff like that, maybe the media and stuff like that, we're gonna get every team's best effort every night. And to be honest, with us still like even though it's January, we're still trying to figure ourselves out. So like with us, and I'll say this the first time where we have everybody since I got hurt. So it's like with all of that, the other team was able to come in here and maybe get in people's heads, maybe get in my head. Like I got a technical early and stuff like that. But just being able to hold our composure as the season goes along, I feel like stuff like that will cease to exist.
Okay, yeah, that's all I had for him. So,
It feels good, but job's not done.
Frankie Policelli had four threes, 1 of 5, as Elijah said, and double figures with the 14. He also had 5 rebounds. That was tied for second on the squad. Mike, you can go first this time.
Frankie Buckets, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You had it going on today, obviously. 5 of 10 from the floor, 4 of 7 from deep. Just what was working for you?
I mean, I felt pretty hot coming into the game. My teammates and coaches have been telling me to shoot more and be more aggressive because I'm kind of passive. So I kind of made a point, like, if I see a little bit of space, I'm gonna get it up. So that's why I came in today.
You think that guy over there being back had anything to do with
Oh, yeah.
your good play today?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So now that you have Elijah back and now that you guys know Anthony's okay, Omar, just a flesh wound, whatever, how good do you think this offense can really be? What heights do you think you guys can reach now that you're at full strength?
We could be very, very good. We just have too many weapons, but we got to be able to play off each other and feed off each other and play the right way, which, like E said, we're still trying to figure that out. We had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup, so if we can get a good stretch where everyone stays in and we can build even tighter chemistry, I think we could be one of the more high-powered offenses.
So an embarrassment of riches, he said. That's all I had for you, so I'll kick it out to her over there.
I mean, you guys have been waiting so long for Elijah to come back, and then you see Anthony go down. Like,
Mhm.
what goes through your head when you see him grabbing his knee like that?
I was hoping it wasn't anything serious, because all those was scary. Because I remember he went down last year when someone fell on his ankle, or 2 years ago. So like I just don't really like those. Like those are just scary. So I was hoping that he was okay, but I knew he would be all right. So that's it. Yeah.
Were you surprised when you saw him just like jogging back on the?
I was.
I mean, I know him. So I mean, he was in the locker room like running around and stuff. I kind of knew he was be all right. He just wanted to just lay down, catch a little breather.
So you guys had obviously a pretty dominant win, but they were kind of able to get back into it a little bit in the second half. What did you see there, and what were you guys able to do to kind of stop that kind of in its tracks?
I feel like they kept their foot on the pedal the whole time, and we kind of relaxed a little bit on defense. And what we did, Coach Ford just told us we got to lock back in on defense, and that's what we did. He got a big block. We got a bunch of clutch rebounds. Jalil got a tip, and Juan got a steal, and that was pretty much the game. So we had to lock in.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, Geno Ford, after an 80-72 win over Maine, he was a 9-5 on the year, now 1-0 in rookie play.
Thrilled we won. I think we felt like at about the 10-minute mark we huddled up and were concerned that the crowd might leave early, so we wanted to keep them till the end. I wish that was it. But give Maine credit. They kept playing, and we didn't do as good enough job, obviously. I mean, the turnovers against – we only had 11 turnovers. We were 16 of 20 from the foul line. It felt like they all kind of were in one little bunched-up stretch where the game was able to get tightened down. And then when it did get to, kind of a 1-2 possession game, Elijah had a huge play. Jalil had a huge deflection where Juan stole it on after we turned it over, and we were able to get it back, get fouled. So there were, more positives than negatives. And anytime you win a conference game, they don't give you bonus points for winning by a certain amount. So happy to move, get on, to the next one. But clearly we've got some things we need to clean up.
Does that show you something, though, the ability, your team's ability to respond when it did get to a two-possession game?
Yeah, it did, and I wish we could have done it a little earlier. We had a hard time coaching them in the second half today. We just didn't have our normal energy, I guess is the word I would look for. We were up, we were playing well, we had a comfortable lead. We would come off the floor at timeouts. It was just kind of hard to get guys fired up. I mean, I think that when you have not played in 10 days, it's a little tough. I mean, we've just been practicing, and give the guys, credit. We hung in there and made the plays late. We've got some veteran guys, but what we're going to find out as we continue to move through this thing, our league is old. Like, we're old, but the league's old. So we can't just rely on experience. Like, we have to bring a little more emotional pop to the game. And I thought we had two things that really made it that we had two major in-game distractions. Anthony Roberts, I thought, I think we all thought was seriously hurt, and I think we all thought that for several minutes. You hate that because not only is he a good player, but you don't want to see anybody with a knee injury. So that was a distraction. And then we had Omar incident where he got elbowed in the face. It's flagrant, and all our guys know, and so the reaction is you want to protect your teammate. You want to be fit, and it's not what it is, and they know that, and they kept their composure for the most part. But I think there were two major emotional things in the middle of the game that doesn't help you with your flow of competing and playing.
In terms of Anthony, it did look like an ACL when he went down. What's your reaction when he's able to jog, when he feels better? And what exactly happened?
Yeah, it's a great question because when he left the floor, I thought it was something significant, and he went back in the tunnel and was back there for what felt like a long time, and then Elizabeth came out, our trainer, and told me that that she thought he didn't have any major, because they'd done all the tests. She was confident he didn't have anything major, but it was that he wanted to play, and I sat him it was like with 4 minutes to go in the first half. I didn't put him back in because sometimes the adrenaline of you want to play, and I know they tested out back in the tunnel, but we were playing well, had a nice comfortable lead because we had pushed it up to 18 before the half, and then I kind of at halftime he was very active at halftime. He was kind of bouncing on his toes and doing some little cut stuff in the locker room, so I felt comfortable playing him at that point. But I couldn't tell you what happened. I didn't really see the play because I was blocked because it was on our end on the other side of the lane.
Anthony's okay. You have Elijah back. You really have a pretty healthy complement for the first time since November.
Yeah.
Are you excited? What's the feeling going into the rest of conference play, knowing that you have these guys?
Yeah, I think adding Elijah gives us a significance uptick because it's a really good player that we're adding, and I hate the fact that the poor kid sat out as much as he did, but we're trying to get his game legs under him. We were trying to, I would not say limit his minutes because he practiced for over a week and did all the practice stuff, every drill, and so we knew he was ready to play, but there's still a game conditioning to the emotion and some of those things, the adrenaline's the word I'm looking for. And he ended up playing a little more. He played 24 minutes. I mean, we were probably, thinking around that 20-minute mark, but obviously he looked fine. I mean, the last block shot he had to seal the game, he looked more than fine on that play. So he made winning plays, which he's been able to do for us here for multiple years. So it's great to have him back.
Okay, all right, batter up. So on a day where you get Elijah back, how concerning was it at the time when you saw Anthony go down? Was it like, oh, here we go again?
Yeah, we've had a little of that. I mean, we've had a lot of missed games. We're up. At today, I think put us to 41 missed games from guys being available, and it has not been COVID. It has been injury. It has been illness because we had kind of a session of the flu that ran through the team. So we've missed a ton of games. To put that in perspective, I mean, we went a 2-year stretch 3 and 4 years ago. We missed 11 available games. So to miss 41 in just the non-conference, that is a substantial number. So basketball is a rhythm, timing sport, as we all know. It's not about who's the 5 best players. It tends to be the best team that wins. And you can't really build chemistry on the floor with each other if multiple of us aren't in that are key to what we're doing. So I think we have a chance to really get better. I also think that it's fair that we may go through a few weeks here of trying to feel each other out, and that's really challenging because the schedule we play, we're going to play 3 of the top teams in the league here right in a row, and we need to find a way to win, and we're going to be kind of reinventing ourselves to a degree, but I think we've got old enough guys that want to win bad enough that they'll be willing to do what's necessary to make that happen.
Awesome. Now, history won't even remember this because it wound up being such a high-scoring game, but the offense actually came out a little slow initially, 3.5, 4 minutes before the first bucket, but then after that, the slump was immediately overcome. Frankie got hot, Elijah made a couple plays, Tyke in the paint made a couple big plays that he's made all season. So what was working for the offense today?
Well, I think Frankie's shooting really sparked us. Tight Key's been a consistent theme for us, all year. We've kind of just been able to count on him making some tough, hard-nosed plays for us that when things aren't going well, he's able to dig you out a kind of a self-made basket, if you can call it that. He just kind of guys bounce off him. Next thing you know, he explodes up and makes a layup, and he's done a great job of that, and he's knocked down. I mean, the three he made when the game got a little hairy late, he stuck a corner three that really gave us a little cushion. So he's had a great year, Tyke. But Frankie's shooting, I feel like, is what kind of got us off to a good start, and some of that's makes sense. We were playing smaller at times, so Frankie was being guarded by some bigger guys, and he was in a really nice catch and shoot rhythm. So hopefully we can continue to get that.
Now, I'm sorry to make it bounce around, but back to the chemistry. You guys are fully healthy now for the first time since Kansas, right? Something like it's been a while,
Yeah.
right? But now everybody's back, right? You got Jaleel, you got Anthony, you got Jaden, you got Elijah, and a partridge in a pear tree. So, what heights do you think this offense could reach now that everybody's there?
Well, we have a lot of firepower. And if we're going to defend the way we've defended most of the year, we're going to need all of it. We have been much better on offense than we have been on defense. And you can win games on the offensive end. We need to tighten up our defense. It's got to get better. But our firepower is on offense. I mean, we scored 80 points, and we were 8 for 27 from 3. So that's, not very good, and that's significantly below kind of where we've been on the season. So we need to make more jumpers. That's a huge part of who we are. And I mean, tonight, Frankie made 4 of them, so he made half of them. The rest of the team was 4 for 20. We've got to shoot the ball better than that. But we do have a lot of offensive firepower. I like the fact the ball was moving. We were in slow motion to start both halves. That needs corrected just in terms of our pace. I'm not going to worry as much when we miss shots. Like, we came out and we missed 4 shots to start the second half from behind the arc. As long as they're in rhythm and the ball's been moving, I don't love it when we come down and don't get a paint touch. We're a little better when we can just drive it in there or throw it in there and get it out and spray it and reverse it. And I think those are the plays where we can really look good offensively.
That's all I got.
Good? Okay, hey, thanks.